Welcome to the show, guys. How we doing? Tonight we are doing our AEW Revolution reaction show. I am Scows. I am joined by Mystic, Cam, Heelzak, Nightmare, Phil, and Scarlet. Say what's up, everybody.
What's up?
What's going on?
What's up?
So,
What's poppin'?
Man, what a show that was on Sunday night, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into this real quick. I figured we'll go in the order of the show itself. Just makes it easier to keep track of everything. You guys okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
All right, so we opened the show with Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. Mystic, you want to start off on this one?
Yeah, sure. So good match to start, Revolution, because on paper we didn't really care for the pay-per-view, but how AEW executed it was perfect. It was absolutely amazing. And Ricky Starks, definitely in the future of the company. Some people thought that Chris Jericho was just, put himself over, but no, this is Ricky Starks' time. This is his year. He's going to shine. Maybe AEW World Championship, maybe, I don't know, because MJF's title reign, but definitely TNT for sure. Or, if not, the All-Atlantic title.
I would just like...
Oh, sorry.
I would just like to say that this was one of the was one of the matches that I got wrong. I got 3 matches wrong. My prediction was Chris Jericho because he's such a talented person, and what I've seen from him from every single clips and the matches I've seen from the past that I've started studying, I was really pushing for my boy Chris Jericho, but Ricky Starks did put on an amazing performance, and I am severely proud of him, and I can't wait to see more of Ricky Starks. He proved me wrong, and I'm happy that he proved me wrong. But yeah.
I'm gonna go on this one. To be honest, my second AEW pay-per-view, amazing. But when I wanted Jericho to win so bad, but I don't care if I took the L on this one because that was a pretty good match. Like I said in the predictions, Starks is a top guy. He deserves a world title or a TNT title, hands down. Chris Jericho, still the best. One of my favorites since WWE days. But the thing is, this match is just amazing. Great thing to kick off the show with so far.
Phil?
All right. Coming from me, I thought this was a fairly good match overall. Good. Really just great on both sides. It looked like we were gonna have the rules broken when Sammy tried to jump everything, but Action again 2 steps ahead of him, kept him at bay long enough for that stalled time so that I remember Jericho got a hold of good old Batty Bat Floyd, but luckily Ricky dodged that, was able to hit Chris Jericho with the Rochambeau for the 3 count, and honestly, the right person won. I give this match about a solid 7 out of 10.
All right. Cam?
Yeah, like I said, pretty much nothing else to really add to what everyone else was saying. Good match to start off with. Definitely think, Chris Jericho did his thing, and Ricky Starks did his thing as well. He's obviously the up-and-comer of AEW right now, big-time superstar. I definitely think that there's big things to come for him in AEW. So yeah, pretty good match. I guess we're still rating these out of 5 or whatever, so I would give this a 3 out of 5. It was a pretty good match to start out with.
Yeah, I'm glad they actually gave Ricky Starks the win, because in the past we know Jericho really hasn't put many people over in AEW, so I'm glad that he actually did it on this one. It's something good, because I felt if Ricky Starks wasn't getting any wins soon, what would be the point of him staying there?
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say about this match?
Nightmare. I don't think I've heard Nightmare say anything.
I really ain't got very much to add. I mean, it was a decent match. Good way to start out the show. Really good pace. Right person won. Hopefully, we get to see Ricky start maybe going after the All Atlantic title or maybe the TNT. Who knows? But right way to give out the show. I guess if we're ranking it, I'd give it a 7.5. Nothing real special.
Okay.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
The end of that match when Jericho was going for the Judas effect, literally Ricky Starks just became a superhero right there just to block it.
Because
The
no
only-
one kicks out of the Judas effect.
And no
The
one's ever
only
blocked it either.
question- There's only one question I had after the match was over. Where does Chris Jericho go from here? He's done pretty much everything there is to do in AEW. Does he go more to a backstage role as maybe a coach, a mentor, or something? I mean, what else can he really do?
I think as we've seen throughout Chris Jericho's career, going from the Lionheart all the way to the leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society, he's been able to I mean, as we all know, he's been able to mold himself to where he is going to get that attention no matter where he is. The dude's a chameleon. He can do practically anything because he's Chris freaking Jericho.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that. I think it is time for him to move on to something different, though, and to get away from Ricky Starks. So I'm curious just to see where they go from here with him.
Exactly.
I think he has to go for one more run for the AEW title before he retires. That's my opinion.
I wouldn't mind seeing maybe him and Sammy having something. Have Sammy to turn on Jericho.
Ooh. Yes.
Ooh. Sammy would be interesting, but I think if there was anybody that would turn on the Jericho Appreciation Society, I have the strongest feeling it could be Daniel Garcia.
It should have been
Probably.
Daniel Garcia.
It should have been a long time ago.
Right.
That's
He was
past.
white hot, dude. He was white freaking hot.
That time is past. I feel that too.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's it. Oh, well.
So next we had the I don't even know what they're calling this match because it seems like it changed titles.
The Final
so many
Burial.
They
times.
called it the final burial.
They call it the Final Burial. So basically, like a completely, almost like basically the version of a casket match that's not a coffin match.
Yeah, it was a casket / buried alive match. It seemed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to start this one?
I only got one thing to really say about that. Thank God it's over. Hopefully we get to see. Hopefully we get to see Jungle Boy actually starting making an impact at AEW, continue making his name, and maybe start going towards a title shot. Maybe.
Yep. I
think
would
by the
agree.
end of the
I
year-
would agree.
End of the year,
Go ahead,
he's
Nemeth.
gonna have a title on him. He deserves it. Everything he's done. By the end of the year, put a freaking title. I don't care what title it is. Put some title on Jungle Boy. Let's see what he can do with the title run.
I would agree with Nightmare on this one. The right person won. This one, like again, Jungle Boy, Christian Cage. This has been a very big back and forth thing for both of them. Like Luchasaurus has been involved in some parts, Luchasaurus has not been. I mean, I think Jungle Boy already. I think Jack Perry already dealt with the human Pokemon already. So now it just has to deal with his turtleneck trainer. But anyway, moving on from all my dumbass jokes. It was again. It was very back and forth until I think once Jungle Boy hit him with a shovel. That was where, boom, Christian, you're done. You're out like a light. And yeah, puts him in the coffin, and wins the match. And I don't know who I agreed with this with, but if Jungle Boy does not go for at least the TNT title or the All Atlantic title by the end of this year, they are not doing him justice. This guy has been one of the 5 pillars of AEW. He's been there since day one. Why has this man not received more in the company than just the tag team titles? This guy is ready to do so much more.
All right, now I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. This was the first match that I got right, so I was 1-1 after this match. I was like, okay, I redeemed myself. At least I'm not 0-2. So I saw a lot of potential with the stuff that I was studying before Revolution, and I was really, really excited to see this match. And it had me on my toes a lot. I was like, dang, okay, they really messing each other up. Okay, you can stop now. But I really liked that match. I gave that match like a good 8 out of 10. But I was really happy to see Jungle Boy take that W. I see a lot of potential with Jungle Boy, and I cannot wait until more things happen with him. And like everybody else has said, I think that he deserves a title run.
Cam, your thoughts?
This is a tough one. It was a very odd match because I mean it's basically a buried alive match, and I don't understand why they didn't just call it that, or a casket match. Just call it that. Not quite sure why they're trying to be fancy and call it a final burial match. I don't quite understand that one.
I think it's
I
because of
liked
the
it,
fact of his father.
I liked it.
No.
I honestly, I did like the match though. I thought it was an interesting match. The physicality in the match, I liked a lot as well. We finally get to see these two wrestle. Obviously, Christian Cage has been hurt pretty much the entire time that this feud was going on, so it was great to finally see them finally wrestle each other. But after this is said and done now, definitely get these two separated. I don't want to see them in the same ring or in the same, even in the same building after this. Let's be done with this. Wash our hands with this. Move them on to something better. I think Jungle Boy would do great in the TNT title picture. Maybe the All Atlantic title picture. Maybe Hook. Maybe go find Hook and go back to the tag team division. I'm not sure, but move him on to something better. Same thing with Christian Cage. The ending of the match, I kind of want to touch on a little bit. I didn't really see it, but I had heard that, I guess the ending kind of involved, I guess, Cage getting put into the casket, and the casket kind of like basically like imploding, I guess, to the bottom of the little grave that they dug or whatever. I'm not sure if that was supposed to happen or if that was an accident. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was kind of a strange ending. But overall, though, I thought it was a good match. I gave this a 4.2 out of 5. Not a bad match.
Who else wants to talk on this one?
I think to answer Cam's question, like I think the whole thing about why they called it Final Burial, again, they put Christian, and then I think it was like after Christian got put in the casket, and they and it was like right when Jungle Boy closed the door, the lid on the casket then just shot down. Like I think that was to portray, Final Burial, because of course Christian had said in his promos against Jungle Boy, it's like, Jungle Boy, you looked at me as a father figure, but your father's dead, Go, knowing that his father was the late great Luke Perry, God rest his soul. I think it was just trying to play off of that maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Then again,
Makes
it's Tony
sense.
Khan, and he tries to make everything bigger than what it really is.
Yeah, he wants
Yeah.
to be like he wants to come up with all these different matches and everything, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Mystic and Zach, I haven't heard from y'all.
I'll fill in for this one. This match, Final Burial, just describes that this feud needs to end and it's done. Closed casket, drops down, over. The emotion, the violence that Jungle Boy Jack Perry brought out to Christian after months of this useless feud that went on for way too long was amazing. This is the great side of Jack Perry we are now witnessing, and it just brings out so many opportunities for him now after this whole feud is like now over for good.
I'm not gonna lie, like this match was really good. Like first of all, I didn't like Jungle Boy when I first came to AEW, but as you know, time went on, he's grew on me, and Christian, he's grew on me for a while. But you know, with the heel turn shit and all that, it was good throughout this feud. Even though you had Jungle Boy got hurt and Christian, back and forth. But finally, like thank fucking God this is over. But now, the Jungle Boy deserves like more things. Tony Khan needs to understand that he's younger because there's people that got the TNT title so many times. Give Jungle Boy that title. That's what I've been saying for a while. But yeah, overall, this match was like a 10 out of 10 for me. Pretty good.
All right, so overall, everybody thought this match was pretty good. I'm glad this feud is over. It was a good way to end it. The right person won. Time to move on.
Mm-hmm. Bigger and better thing.
Next, we have the Trios Championship.
Yes, sir.
And oh my God.
Yes!
What a match.
Finally, the titles that we thought were just tailor-made for the elite have now been stripped away and given to the rightful owners for the many weeks to come, the House of Black. Because as we all know, and as they always say, the house always wins.
Yes, sir!
Yeah. You know what? Just for that, I'm going to hang my Buddy Matthews autograph now.
I'm just saying, I called this one. I knew it was going to happen. You never count out their wild card and Julia Hart. She was the key to all this. Yes, she took a kick, but it was all worth it. House of Black is finally Trios champions. Should have been the first ever Trios champion. The right person won. Tony Khan actually showing he can actually book right sometimes when he's not the elite's behind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would just like to say this was the second match I was right about. So it was like 2-1. I got this. I'm at a good lead right now. This is great for me. We're working on something. We're getting somewhere. I'm not gonna take another loss, am I? No, I'm not. We'll get there. We'll get there, y'all. Y'all will know if I got to another loss or not. But this was one of the best matches in the entire card. I would say this is either the first or second best match. We'll get into the other matches later. But I will say that this match had me on my toes. I was like, what the heck is going on? There was times where I was like, oh my God, I'm losing track of what's going on because there were so many people doing so many different things. But I will say that this match is a 100% 9.8 out of 10. And I am so proud of how it ended with that knee at the end by Buddy Matthews. Like, come on now. You got to give that man props. That's the knee of God right there. That is literally the knee of God right now. Everybody knows that. And he has the knee of God now. He does. I'm going to say it until the end of days.
Cam?
Must be why he's dating Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
I don't know if anyone else is going to speak on this, but I will speak on this saying, again, yes, this was a match I was really looking forward to. Again, like Nightmare said, Julia Hart being that wild card that the elite just could not overcome when it came to clutch. All they knew was how to drive automatic. House of Black had the clutch in the car the entire match. I will definitely say there were many near falls where I felt like I almost lost my breath. Like there were so many close calls, and like it almost seemed like anybody could win this. But at the end, Tony Khan made the right decision by learning not to always side with your friends when it comes to winning, but to a team that has been that for the past few months were struggling and now have now been reborn into a more ferocious and deadlier type of being. And putting these trios titles on them is only going to make their reign even stronger. For me, again, very, very hard to decide, but I went with House of Black as my decision. And if I had to give this a rating, I'm at a 9.5 out of 10. Very, very amazing.
So,
Man, this is amazing, man. Like, this was awesome. Like, as much as I love Omega and the Bucks, I've been wanting House of Black to get the titles because they first formed is like, got Malachi and then Matthews and Brody King. And the reason I wanted them to win is not because I met Matthews. It's because, they are great wrestlers. They deserve the respect. I don't give a fuck what these haters say. Because, to be honest, once House of Black loses those trios tag titles eventually soon in the future, I want to see if they did implode or if they do, break up or something. I want to see Buddy Matthews go for the TNT title, Brody King Atlantic, Julia Hart AEW Women's title, and then Malachi AEW Championship eventually soon. But overall, this match was amazing. 9 out of 10.
Cam?
So I'm gonna break this down a little bit more. Obviously, we already know what these 6 men can do in the ring. The Elite, House of Black, phenomenal match. Half of it, it's so fast paced, you can hardly keep up with half of it. The first thing I want to touch on, obviously, is can we talk about how great or how good Aleister Black really is? I mean, the man is just lightning fast, and it's just crazy. This match reminded me of how good Aleister Black really is. Give me Aleister Black versus Kenny Omega 1-on-1. Better yet, give me Kenny Omega versus Buddy Murphy 1-on-1. No Elite, no House of Black 1-on-1. I would like to see either one of those matches. That would be phenomenal. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that they're glad that the House of Black won the Trios Championships, and I am too. But it feels a little bit early. I don't know why, because it's like there was really no story to really with House of Black versus the Elite. I mean, up on the previous Dynamite, and they took titles, and then they had a promo backstage. But is that enough to really be like, yeah, I'm invested into a story with the Elite and House of Black? Not for me. So I'm glad that they're champions. I think they deserve the titles, obviously, but it just feels early. Like I feel like they jumped the gun maybe a little too soon with House of Black. My curiosity now is going towards where's House of Black go from here. I mean, I don't know maybe they get a rematch with the Elite. I don't know. I'm not sure where the House of Black goes from here. But other than that, though, phenomenal match. I have no problem. So yeah, I give this a 3.8 out of 5. Phenomenal match. Probably one of the matches of the night. So yeah, great match.
So how has no one said anything about Kenny Omega's shrug after knocking Julia Hart off the apron?
Dude, he took notes from Randy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
How he just looked, it was like, oh well.
Yeah, he's like, oh well.
He's like, oh,
Yeah,
she was just another victim.
yeah. She made a nasty.
This is what Omega was like, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm going to focus on my match. And
Little things like that helped make this match what it was. This, to me, was the match of the night. Like, nothing topped this. I know you have the other matches we're going to talk about with the Death match and the Iron Man match, but to me, this one probably had the most storytelling inside the match itself. in regards to everything that was going on, in regards to, but Brody King actually showcasing what he can do. Like, I don't know if you really saw that so much so far in his career within AEW. The timing of the Buddy Murphy knee was just impeccable. Like, you thought that he actually knocked the guy out. And then the whole sequence between Omega and Malachi Black, when they both just sat in the ring, like, it just was so perfect. So, to me, this match did the most for me out of any match. Like, I was most invested in this match. I did not turn away at all through this match. Where other matches, I was doing other things. This one, I was focused on the entire time. And to me, the right team won. I am very happy to see them because I felt they have been wasted for so long within AEW. And now, like Cam had said, I just wonder what we're going to go from here with them. And I hope they just don't get stuck doing something.
Anybody else noticed they came out with the whole Norse pagan look?
They did. They really did. And it looked fantastic.
Yeah. And I will say, in my defense, I missed the whole Kenny Omega stroke because I was getting a piece of cheesecake because I'm a foodie, so.
But for me, this match was a 5 out of 5. Perfect match of the night.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Now let's go into... Everybody spoke on this one, right?
Yep.
No, I didn't.
I believe so.
Oh, go ahead, Mystic. I thought everybody did. Go ahead.
This match should have it on All Out, but for some reason we have to have Hangman and Dark Order at All Out for that one. This House Black being treated so horrible with all the booking decisions. Now, I thought the Elite was going to win, but I picked House of Black because it's just that if. Are we going to get this huge rivalry with the Elite? Possibly. But I hope not either, because House of Black deserves this shit. But Tony Khan, as soon as he puts a title on someone, he doesn't know what the fuck to do. He has to figure out shit off the top of his head.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really waiting for Phil to say, because I know he was going to say it.
Off the top present.
We can't have just new champions and then not have anything. You have to plan ahead. You have to know your winner probably a month before then and put matches together for the future so you're not stuck. I just hope they don't drop the ball with this.
Yeah, that's what scares me too.
Fucking terrible. It will be a wasted opportunity, and that's not what House of Black needs. Like, they deserve this. They've been mistreated for months. I'm done.
All right. I think we're all in agreement that this was a phenomenal match. Let's move on to the Women's Championship, which had Saraya against Ruby Soho against the current champion and now reigning champion, Jamie Hayter.
I will start off, since I am. I start this up. Now everybody in here knows how I feel about this, but I'm gonna reiterate it for the people watching at home. Everybody, most people, if you were here on Thursday, you would know that I am a huge Saraya fan. Everybody in here is not. They don't like her. They been
you misconstrue what we say.
It's not like we like her.
No. I don't like her.
Okay.
I don't like her.
You to be fair, Cam.
Nothing with me.
To be fair, Cam, you were not here Thursday when this all went down.
The slander.
Everybody that was
Wow.
here said things, but it's not that we don't like her. It's we don't like her character and how she is doing things now. Okay, now you can continue, Scarlett.
Anyways, so I thought this match was wonderful. Saraya obviously showed off that she was one of the best people in the business, and I don't care if you disagree. Because you're wrong. I'm kidding, but you're wrong. But you're kidding, but I'm kidding. Anyways, I really am not happy with how it turned out, obviously, because, well, Saraya should have won, because she deserves to be at the top because of everything that she has been through and everything that she is very much so capable of. I love her to death. She is one of the strongest and most athletic women in the sport of wrestling. I am excited to see what Saraya, Ruby Soho, and also Tony Storm have to offer, because now Ruby Soho has turned heel. And on my side, my girl side. Yeah, did you get that right?
Ayo!
Hey yo!
Wait, what's going on?
Shadow with the bomb in the chat.
Shadow, we're gonna talk.
It's a 1-on-1 handicap match.
Damn!
Alright. Sorry, Scarlett. Keep going.
And she is I think that Jamie, I everybody's gonna hate me for saying this, and I don't care. I think Jamie Hayter's time is up. Give it to somebody else. Goodbye. Anyways, I'm done.
How dare you?
It hasn't even really begun.
Leave it to Nightmare.
Oh, you want me to go on this one? Okay.
Nightmare,
First
you
off-
can handle this.
Okay, first of all, I will say, I am not a Saraya fan. I like her. I don't like how she is being put and giving the Lay Cole NWO character. I feel like it's a complete waste of what she can really bring to the division. Second of all, I knew the match was going to be good, considering you had three amazing athletes with Ruby, Saraya, and of course, Jamie Hayter. I am glad that they finally had Ruby to pick a side, finally turn her heel. Quit letting people take your opportunities. Start taking what you want, and she has finally started to do that. But, yet again, Jamie Hayter has cemented her rank as the greatest AEW Women's Champion of all time, and possibly one of the best female talents in all the business right now. And Jamie Hayter is still mommy.
Thank
So-
you. Only
Oh my
reason
god.
that Hater is decent is because she was caught by the GOAT DMD. Thank you.
No, and
Not at all.
Go
Sorry.
into detail about why she is mommy, okay?
Please continue.
I'm gonna get on this actually. Let's be honest here. I may want a Hater to win. I may be a Jamie Hater fan. But I really hate to say it, but I don't give a fuck. Saraya was actually a person that I liked in WWE. And since when she came back and all that from injury, before she came to AEW, I was happy about it. When she came to AEW, okay, I was alright with it. But like the character I didn't really like kind of really don't like, but I like where she's with Tony Storm and now Soho turning heel is amazing. But I'm just gonna say it. Put me as a Saraya fan now because like it's hard to say that because like to be honest, I got a lot of favorites in AEW, but Saraya is one of the people that I see potential in the future. Because whenever she turns out Tony Storm and Soho in the future, I can see her becoming a face and getting that AEW Women's title. Because the person I see taking off of Jamie is Thunder Rosa when she returns, whenever she comes back.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Thank
that's
you
what
for
I'm
almost making me throw up on that one.
Yeah.
saying.
Before everybody gets on with their thing, I want to say that this made my predictions go 2-2. So I was over here just like shaking a little bit, shaking in my timbers. Anyways, so yeah, now y'all can.
I had a perfect streak.
Well,
Yeah.
good for you, Nightmare.
Oh,
So now
no.
let me talk. Okay.
That was a
okay,
good match.
Okay, fair enough. Yep. All right. So, with my thoughts on this, when I was looking at this match, I was thinking my head was telling me one of two things was most likely going to happen. I was mainly thinking either A, Jamie Hayter would retain the title, or B, we were going to get a new champion in Ruby Soho. The reason I went with Ruby Soho, not Saraya, was because as much as when Saraya was going by Paige in WWE, and she helped bring about the women's evolution in WWE. It was great. She had a great, phenomenal run in WWE. However, when it came down to AEW, when she came down to AEW, and I found she was going for the title this time. For me personally, I was not sure how Saraya would be holding the title after it, because to me she's still a little bit green in AEW, that is. So the match went through. I was thinking either Jamie would win or Ruby would be champion, because the booking that Ruby got after she had her first shot at the women's title at Dr. Britt Baker, after she won the casino battle royal at All Out 2021, I was thinking Ruby is going to be the next one to win, but unfortunately not. It was just after that the booking just started going down. Her booking just started going down a downward spiral that I didn't think that she would be able to recover from. However, I was not ready. I don't think I was even expecting the fact that she was going to turn heel. Like, I thought it was like, okay, cool, she's raising Jamie Hayter's hand up in victory, because okay, yeah, she won, whatever. But then, boom, the no future kick, and then Britt's like, well, what the hell? And then Ruby hits her with the destination unknown, aligns herself with Saraya and Toni Storm. This was, I think, for me, was a smart booking decision for Ruby, because she was getting nowhere as a face up to this point, and I think that by turning her heel, this could be a new way of reinventing herself, as well as maybe turning a new leaf over and putting in another chapter in AEW. That being said, I gave this match a solid I gave it about a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Cam?
Okay. I am surprised nobody else mentioned this, but first off, phenomenal match, right? This is exactly what the women's division needed. I'm surprised no one mentioned the fact that this was a phenomenal showing from Ruby Soho. Okay?
That's great.
Very, very underrated showing. I mean, she's very underrated in the women's division, I think, anyways. But this match here, she took full advantage, and she showcased exactly what she can do. And she was absolutely rolling. Like, she was hitting offense from everywhere, from every corner, outside the ring, inside the ring, on both people. Now, I'm upset because she does all of that. Literally, I think, carries the match easily. And then eats the pin. Eats the pin. Listen to what I'm saying. She eats the pin, which upset me originally. Now, I don't mind that Jamie Hayter retained the championship, because Jamie Hayter, again, is easily the most talented female wrestler they have on that roster right now. As far as Saraya goes, yeah, sure, she's probably a great person, outside of wrestling, blah blah blah. On my screen, sorry, Scarlett, I don't want to see her on my screen. I don't care for her. I just don't. After the match, now Ruby turns heel. Now, essentially, I was upset with that because I'm like, I don't think this division needs yet another heel. I think it hurts the division more than it helps the division. We need to build more baby faces and more baby faces that will, I guess, shine brighter and help uplift the women's division. But I understand it though. She's partaking in this storyline or whatever. I'm still curious to see where it goes, even though I don't particularly care for it. I don't know what the end goal is here for it, but I get it. She's joining the whole, the ex. I hate using that term, but the ex WWE females that came from WWE and now they're in AEW or whatever. So I get it. Now, here's an angle that I'm kind of thinking they're going with. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But I don't think Ruby is truly like 100% heel. I think she's biding her time until she gets exactly what she wants, and that's the AEW Women's World Championship one-on-one with Jamie Hayter. That's what I think she wants. That's what I think she's doing. So she's kind of just playing along right now. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping, honestly. So
that's a very interesting theory.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping. I don't want Ruby to be fully heel. I don't know. I just don't think she really needs a heel turn. So, but overall though, all three women, they did their thing, and it was a great triple threat match. Overall, I gave this a 3.9 out of 5.
Mystic, I don't think I've heard you.
Yeah, I don't really care to speak on this match. Those good matches. Decent.
In reference to what Cam said, I feel that while she did turn heel, they do have two big baby faces right now in Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. And when Chris Statlander comes back, is she going to be a face or is she going to be heel? So they do have the opportunities to have those big baby faces coming in. So I don't really see that it's that big of a deal right now. It's just going to be depending on how she stays in the long run. Is she doing it just to turn her back on Saraya and Storm, or is she doing it to actually be a part of their group? And that's what I'm interested to find out.
Right.
But overall, I thought this was actually a really good match. I enjoyed watching it. I do always hate the interference from the outside, especially with Storm and Baker being there. It kind of took away from the match a little bit for me when they started focusing on that. But overall, I gave this match a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Anyone else want to touch on this one or no? Oh.
Nope. Move on.
Okay.
We're gonna move on to the Texas Death Match.
I got this one.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go with this one on first. Now this one, holy hell! Oh my fucking god! I had no words for that because I was going into this match. I was like, I've been wanting this for a while because I was like, you know what, Mox and Hangman Texas Death Match, and we got that. The look of the match was sick. 10 out of 10 for that because Moxley obviously bleeds, not the fact. But with everything like the barbed wire chair, boards, and everything, fantastic. I can't say it will top the Revolution 2021 match with Omega and Mox with that exploding barbed wire death match, but one has to be better because the ending was better than that shitty 2021 Revolution. No offense to Tony Khan, the fireworks.
My goodness.
60-90.
But yeah, I mean, I love these guys. I may hate Hangman a little bit, but you know what? If this is gonna be it, you can earn my respect anyways because I love the dude in the first place. But when you go against my boy John Moxley, you can suck it because I'm not having some guy as a cowboy taking down my boy, which he won, which pissed me off. But that's okay because that match was phenomenal. So, shout out to Tony Khan. Thank you, Tony Khan. At least you're not that dumb this time. For now.
Okay. If I could go next on this one, first thing I can say right off the bat, Hangman Adam Page really understood why his nickname is Hangman in the first place, if you know what I mean. For some people, I think for some people in the crowd, they kind of saw that ending and they're like, "Man, that's some racist shit right there." But anyway, overall, like, Moxley came into the usual music until he got jumped by Adam Page. Whoop-de-fucking-do. However, the entrance that Hangman Adam Page got was very interesting. It was not the usual cowboy sunset colors with the pyro. We got the pyro, but we started getting a darker one. It was like much more of the darker reds with the blacks. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard from the commentary team, I almost heard the word Ghost Rider, and I'm like, oh shit. Is Hangman Page gonna go rogue in this match? Like, I mean, you can go rogue at a death match because it's a death match. What the fuck are you supposed to expect? But he went like I think, honestly, in my opinion, he went mega rogue. I mean, he had the dead eye on the barbed wire wrap steel chair, and then of course the ending where he almost lynched Moxley with the freaking steel chain, and which is obviously how he won the match. Like, yeah, this guy is pretty much in it. Hangman Adam Page right now for the cowboy shit. He's in his Ghost Rider cowboy shit right now, and it was just such a crazy match overall. My look on this, I was thinking Moxley was going to win, but something in my head was saying Hangman Adam Page got to get his revenge big time here, and I honestly give this match an 8.5 out of 10.
My turn. Okay, this is where the night turned for me because I was like, okay, I'm now going 2-3. I'm taking a huge L tonight. This is not okay. Somebody give me some help. Obviously, everybody was very tenacious in this match. Everybody was showing massive strength because everybody was in pain. Everybody was bleeding. And I say everybody like everybody in the crowd was bleeding. I mean the two people going against each other. They were both bleeding. They were both exhausting themselves into extreme turmoil and pain. But they kept on fighting and they kept on fighting. And I believe that deep down inside that after everything that Jon Moxley has put the Hangman through, that he deserves it. I mean, to be honest, Logan Paul still has a better buckshot lariat, but I mean, just you know,
better than
backtracking that. I'm just gonna say that I mean, he did deserve the win after everything that he was put through, the tenacious ability and the strength that he overcame through the entirety of the match. I believe that it was one of the best matches of the night. I give the match a good 8.7 out of 10, and if we're doing it out of 5, I will give it a good 3.9 out of 5. But it's definitely a match to show the strengths, the weaknesses, the tenacious ability of everybody involved. I cannot wait to see what more is to come from both of these athletes. And I cannot wait to see more from Jon Moxley because I know that he's just going to bleed more in every single match that he does. Again, this is where the night turned for me, and I was at 2 and 3. So, yeah. I'm going to turn this over to... Let's hear from you.
All right. Who haven't we heard from yet? Mystic?
Yeah, I'm about to go now. Damn, Moxie can finally go on his vacation. Jesus Christ. During that vacation, he should get a sponsorship from the tampon company. He bleeds so fucking much. I think that one's for you, Shadow.
Wow.
That was for Shadow in the chat.
Yep. The
Yeah.
amount of hatred you have to wrap barbed wire around your body and do a moonsault onto somebody says a lot. The barbed wire chair in the corner. There was a picture on Twitter, and there was chunks of Hangman's hair on it because you know damn well John Moxley had no hair, so you can't get that on there. It was this big old chunk of blonde hair. Match, absolutely amazing. Hangman having that resiliency just to get up at the count of 9 after all the damage that John fucking Moxley has done the whole match. And John Moxley bringing out that chain was just the end of him.
So, let me ask a question, because I missed the beginning of this match. Did this match have the last man standing rules attached to it as well?
Well,
Basically.
with a Texas death match, you could basically win either by submission or by knockout.
Which is like basically, last man standing.
Basically,
Okay.
you're either last man standing or you make your opponent submit.
Okay. I was very confused on that when I came back and the match was going on for a few minutes, and I mean there was already blood everywhere, and the ref was counting 30 seconds and it was only up to 8. So I was confused as to how the match wasn't over, and then I realized, oh yeah, AEW never really does their 10-second counts the proper way anyway. So, this match is not my cup of tea. I'm not one of those people that love the death matches. I'm more for the wrestling itself. So to me,
Right.
I was tuned out of this match, and then when I was confused with the rules of it, I was even less interested in it. So, if anybody else hasn't spoken on this, they could speak on it. So I really have nothing to say much about this one.
Yeah, I'll go. I didn't speak yet. Yeah, I'm with Scows on that one. These aren't really my favorite kind of matches or whatever. But they're okay. I do find some enjoyment in them. Not really a whole lot more that I can say to add to this match that hasn't already been said. As Mystic has said, there was a part that was probably one of my favorite parts of this match, and that was when Hangman literally wrapped barbed wire around himself and then moonsaulted off the top rope, cutting himself in the process. He cut his sternum and he cut his back, I believe. We saw forks being brought out. We saw bricks being brought out, which I've never seen that before in one of these kind of matches. So the level of violence was just shocking. And even Taz himself, who's from ECW, was even he was in disbelief at the level of violence in this matchup. So that was very telling as well. So I do like the match. I will say Moxley's number one love is pain. He just likes pain. I don't know what it is. He went through a barbed wire table or whatever you call that, and he's in pain. He's shaking in pain, screaming in pain, and then he's almost laughing to himself, smiling. He loves this. He just loves being in pain. I don't know why, but yeah, he loves these kind of matches. So yeah, this is his playground, and so it was a great match. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. Perfect match. Let's move Hangman on to something bigger and better.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. All right, so everybody's spoken on this one?
Not
I
yet.
haven't.
Nightmare?
Okay, I know this ain't y'all's cup of tea, but it's definitely my cup of tea because I'm a huge deathmatch, huge ECW, GTW stan. I called this one. I said Adam Page needed this win. He has not been the same since he lost to CM Punk. He needed a definitive win to show that he's not dead. He's still going. He's still here. He proved that he's still one of the best talents that AEW has to offer currently. And I'm happy he won. I think it was the right booking decision. Give Moxley his time off that he's been asking for. Let him finally go on that long honeymoon that he rightfully deserves. Like, I'll agree it was the right booking decision. I called it. I'm glad that he won. He showed the depths he's willing to go for a win.
Yeah,
I can agree on that.
Yep. 100%.
And then I will also say, like, when Mox pulled out the fork, I was like, okay, Moxley just tapped into Abdullah the Butcher mode or Homicide mode when he pulled out the fork. I'm like, not the fork.
I hope
Missing
that
blood.
fork was
Missing blood.
sanitized.
The Butcher reference. I like that.
Hopefully that fork was sanitized.
Right?
That
You
reference was all over
take a
Twitter
shot.
last night. He was being
Good thing it
compared,
wasn't a pizza cutter.
he was being compared to Abdullah all night last night on Twitter. Everybody was calling
But I
him.
will say, as much as I did not like the stipulation behind the match, making it seem like it's bigger and better than what it was, they delivered on everything that they put it up to be.
I can agree with that.
All right, let's go to the next match, because, yeah.
So the next match we have is the TNT Championship, which had Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. Who wants to start this one?
This is where my perfect streak ended abruptly.
Yeah.
Same.
Same. I wanted the king of television.
Right? Like, I thought Samoa Joe was going to retain. I thought he needed to retain. I like Wardlow, but I don't know about anyone else, I am sick and tired of seeing Wardlow. He is a main event guy, and they're constantly keeping him in the mid-card picture. Why? It ain't going to be like Hobbs and Wardlow's going to be that good of a match, because let's face it, if Hobbs is champion, he's going to be a transitional champion. We've seen them face each other before. It wasn't ever that great a match. They're not going to go longer than 15 minutes, because they're two absolute brutes. It's not going to be a big old meat-slapping fest.
Big
This was the only bad part I did not like. This was the only bad booking decision that I did not agree with. Felt like the wrong person won. Samoa Joe should have retained, but I guess we'll see what happens next with Samoa Joe.
Alrighty,
Oh,
this is where it turned around for me, because I went 3-3 on this one. I was like, okay, yes, Wardlow won. I wanted Wardlow to win, because I don't see. I love Samoa Joe. That's the type I do. But please don't take what I'm about to say wrong. I just don't see him as title worthy right now. That's just the type of person that I am. That's my opinion. Don't hate me for it, but it's just I don't see him to be title worthy as of right now. And I also feel like, regardless of if it's a mid-card title or not, Wardlow still deserves to be in the title picture regardless. And I feel as though he put on a perfect show to prove that he is title picture worthy and that he is going to take on Hobbs, and Hobbs is going to go down just the way that Samoa Joe did. But I will have to say, even though this did turn me around a little bit because I was going 3-3 now, I will say it's my least favorite match of the night. So I'm gonna give it a 2.8 out of 5 and a 7 out of 10.
So this match
okay.
had a bad spot in the card, and I think that's what hurt them.
Agreed.
They
They were put in the bad spot. No, whoever was put after the death match, there's no way that they would have been able to recover, no matter how good the match was.
Yeah, the crowd needed to recover
should-
from that, and it was a tough spot for them to be in. They did the best they could, but in regards to what you said earlier, Nightmare, about Hobbs being a transitional champion, I think you have it misconstrued. Wardlow is the transitional champion. Hobbs is going to take it, and he's going to hold it for a couple months. I think they didn't want Hobbs to beat Joe, and I think that's why they gave it to Wardlow.
Man, I mean that's sort of tough. Thinking about how the TNT Championship has sort of been has been handled these past few months, because like Samoa Joe, like when he first held the TNT Championship, he held on to that for a while. He was cementing himself as this king of television, and I was rocking with it. It was just when it came to Darby's rematch with Samoa Joe for the TNT title in Seattle, and Darby ended up winning it. I felt like, again, this was like way too early into the whole King of Television gimmick, that I felt that Darby Allin won the TNT title. He only he had like 5 defenses. Like, it was the only people he faced for the title were Mike Bennett, Juice Robinson, Kushida, and then Buddy Matthews. The one with Buddy Matthews was just so he could say he could beat every member of the House of Black. But then Samoa Joe comes back. Next thing we know, Samoa Joe comes back saying, "Darby, I'm coming back for that title, and I'm coming back to make sure I get what I want. It's going to be a no DQ." And next thing we know, Darby, in his 5th defense, loses the title to Samoa Joe automatically. And it's like, well, okay, what the actual fuck? Because I thought Darby was going to hold it maybe a bit longer than what I had expected. But then when Wardlow made his return, I figured, yeah, Wardlow is going to challenge Samoa Joe next pay-per-view. And I will say, even though I said I wanted Wardlow to win in my as my prediction, I kind of agree. It was I felt like this was way too early for Joe to lose the TNT title again and still reign as king of television, because honestly, as much as I wanted Wardlow to win, I can see Powerhouse Hobbs actually defeating Wardlow by cashing in the brass ring, becoming TNT champion. Because the last time we ever saw Hobbs and Wardlow even fight was back at Full Gear, where it was, I believe, a triple threat match, if I'm not mistaken. And what was it? I think Hobbs was the one that was like laid out, and then Samoa Joe was the one who covered him for the 3 count for the 3 count to actually become TNT champion in the first place. So with that, so after all of that crazy shenanigans that I've said, I felt like, in a way, as far as how long the match went, I felt like it was like okay for it to be that short, because all it was what I said earlier, big meaty men of the meat, and that's all it really was. So my ranking on this match, just very basic, so I give it maybe just 7 out of 10. It was good, but it wasn't great.
Cam?
Sorry if I bored you.
I like this match. I thought it was a good match. Samoa Joe obviously proved that he can still move. He can still go in the ring. I like Samoa Joe. I think he's on probably one of the best runs I've seen him have in a while. After his WWE run didn't really pan out too well. He's great, man. Like I said, and we're getting back to a good classic version of Samoa Joe, the king of violence, the king of television. He's just great. You give him something to work with, and he's gonna run with it and make it great. So I think he should have been the one to win this match, because right now he's like the final boss right now in the TNT title picture. He's the big bad. So if you really want to put over Powerhouse Hobbs after he won the Face of the Revolution ladder match, I think he needs to be the one to then fight Samoa Joe and beat Samoa Joe. I think it just adds to the importance. if they're literally just putting the title on Wardlow and having Wardlow be the transitional champion, just for him to then drop the title to Powerhouse Hobbs, I don't like that. I don't like that. Again, I've said this, and I'm probably going to annoy a lot of people because I'm going to keep saying this, but I'll never get behind them playing hot potato with any championship, world title, TNT title, tag team titles, women's title. I don't like that. It diminishes its meaning. It diminishes its importance, its prestige. So I don't understand that, and it looks very bad on Wardlow. Now I kind of gave up on Wardlow because his TNT title, his original TNT title run, I felt like really it just went stagnant. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't set his career on fire the way I thought. Before now, his path when he was breaking away from MJF and his path to the TNT title, I looked at dude and I said, this dude, with all pun intended, is the next big thing. That he could be AEW's Brock Lesnar. It didn't pan out that way. I think he's still great. Him winning the TNT title back, I think is great. But if he's just going to drop it back, if he's just going to drop it to Powerhouse Hobbs, I think that's it for Wardlow. I don't know where he goes from there. Maybe he reignites his feud with MJF and goes after the world title. I think that's the only way you really save him from just becoming completely irrelevant. But yeah, it was a good match. Wardlow had a good showing. Samoa Joe had a good showing. I don't like the ending. The ending, he put Samoa Joe to sleep. I'd much rather Wardlow have had just hit I don't know, maybe like a sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. I'd much rather him have just pinned Samoa Joe rather than making him go to sleep, because I mean that's kind of Samoa Joe's thing. Like, he's always the one that's threatening to put somebody to sleep, yada yada. That's Samoa Joe's thing. So I didn't like that. That kind of made Joe look weak, in my opinion. But overall, it was an okay match. It was put in a very tough spot. Anything that would have followed the Texas Death Match with Mox and Hangman wasn't going to top that, regardless. So it was put in a very bad spot. But probably my least favorite match of the night. I'll give it a 2.9 out of 5.
Mystic, I think you're the only one that's left.
There's nothing really to add on to this match. Bad placing. I didn't really get fully invested into the match. Joe should have had that championship. He should have never lost to Darby. It should have just kept it going so it's not, back and forth for the TNT title, as what Camp said. It's just the TNT title right now, it's at a very bad place right now. And if they're really going to have Powerhouse Hobbs win the TNT Championship on Wednesday, have that title on him for as long as you can. Longer than a month, 2 months, 3 months. Just have that one champion for longer than what they've had for the past couple of months. It's ridiculous. They need to treat the title better.
Yeah, I mean, I understand in regards to the flipping of the title, because I'm glad they didn't do that with the next match we're going to talk about. I think they do need to bring stability to this, and I don't know who does that.
It's passed around as much as the 24/7 title. There's no consistency to it.
But who right now do you think can bring the consistency to this belt that it needs?
Jungle Boy. Be honest with you, Jungle Boy.
I mean, Wardlow falls victim to everybody, all the champions under Tony Khan. He doesn't know what to do once they win.
And for the love of God, can we please get rid of the giant bootio?
It's not the money today.
Hilarious.
I call it the Sonic coin.
That's exactly what it is. It's a Sonic coin.
It is. It's a giant Sonic coin.
Yep. But yeah. So
This man lost his Sonic rings.
let's move on to the next match. You have the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. You had
Oh
the
boy.
champions, the Guns, defending against the Acclaimed, against Orangehausen, and against
Triple J.
the two old folks.
Triple J. Especially with Jeff Jarrett. Especially with Jeff Jarrett, because in my opinion, in my honest opinion, what does Jeff Jarrett call his finisher? The stroke.
The absence.
If he calls it the stroke, he needs to change it to something else, because he needs to change his finisher. The stroke looks like a geriatric skull-crushing finale. I'm sorry, not sorry.
So before we get into this, I do want to say one thing. The entrance for the Acclaimed to me was probably one of their worst ones.
Yeah, golden
Yeah.
showers, really.
Okay,
Agreed.
I just want to make sure. I mean, I don't like the Acclaim, but I give them props when it's due. This was not it, and I just want to
It
make sure I
was
was
not.
not the only one. Okay, whoever wants to go can go on this match.
All
This-
right.
Hey, at least I don't have to cut my hair.
I think Mystic should go
That's
first.
true.
Doesn't have to shave
Yeah,
his
so on Thursday, if anyone was watching, I said I would shave my head bald if Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett won, because who in the right fucking mind would want Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett to win? Anyone? Anyone in the chat or in Discord right now?
I would have
mean,
said you were
I-
off your rocker if you said they would have won. I would have said you were off your rocker.
The only way I would want Jay Lethal to win the tag team titles is if he did it with someone other than the old timer.
Yeah, Jeff has done enough as it is. Like, Jeff can just quit.
Why
Maybe-
not have Satnam Singh though? He hasn't done shit. He's just there.
Satnam
Jeff
Singh
Jarrett's
is
old.
just Great Khali 2.0.
He's just.
I team him up with Mark. Him and Mark Briscoe.
Oh.
Maybe.
But so I think this is where the night started turning around and looking up for me, really, really bad. Because it was like I was 4-3. Because I was like, the Guns are going to stay. They're gonna stay the champions. I believe that wholeheartedly. Because they just got the championships, and I don't see Tony Khan being like, yeah, no, screw the fuck you, Guns. Yeah, no, I did not see that happening. So I will say that I believe that wholeheartedly. So I'm glad that they retained, and then it gave me that 4-3. Everything was looking up for me. I just needed one more match to make me like win the night. But I am severely excited for more of the Guns. I think they might have won my heart last night. Well, no, yeah, last night. I think that they won my heart. So y'all might not be a fan of the Guns, but I am now. Because that was a wonderful performance from them. So yeah, that made everything look up for me. So just because of that, I'm a Guns fan now. Just because it made everything look up for me.
Scarlett, how can you be a fan of the Gun Club who literally got their attire from their mom's closet?
Exactly.
Wow.
They literally did.
Don't be hating on them. Seth Rollins does get his gear from his woman's closet, so
I'm pretty
Oh, wow.
sure Becky never had any of that shit in her closet.
No, not at all. She probably shops in his closet.
Yeah. Okay. So I really want to go next because honestly, when it came to me wondering if the Guns would, if you would have asked me, do you think the Guns are gonna retain? I said I would have told you I never ever would have expected for these two ass boys, because that's what they are, nothing but ass boys, to actually come out of this freaking match with the titles. The fact that they won them off the Acclaim the way they did makes me absolutely sick. Yes, I'm using the Chris Jericho. If you don't like it, that's your fault. But yeah, the fact that Guns were somehow able to retain makes me absolutely sick. Just nothing but dirty, scummy, bottom-feeding trash bag host. But other than that, I know a lot. For most people, they were saying either the Guns were going to retain or the Acclaimed were going to win them back. Me personally, I was kind of hoping to go with the dark horse pick for me, and that was Orange because well, Phil Housen approves of all Housens, especially Dan Housen. But the fact that at the end of the whole match, that Danhausen was the one that took the pin. Come on now. Why does Danhausen have to be the butt of every single freaking match he's in? It makes me sick to my stomach that Danhausen is being treated like an absolute freaking joke when he should be treated like the amazing badass he was, like he was during the Full Gear 0 Hour match when it was best friends against the Factory in an elimination 8-man tag match where he became very evil Danhausen. But I don't know. I just can't stand the fact that the Ass Boys are still champions. The one thing that I am very, very happy about is that the top guys are now back in AEW and very, very likely will be the ones to take the titles off of those two miserable ass boy clowns.
One thing I do want to say really quickly, because I'm reading the Twitch comments. Shadow said, "All Scarlet believing Khan has booking smarts. Bless her soul." It's not the fact that I believe that he has a good booking smarts. It's the fact that I know that he's not that dense to take somebody's title away that they've been fighting for over like a million bajillion times, just to take it away from. I just believe that. I just believe that he's not that. And bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I don't think he's that dense to just do that to the Guns right now. So yeah, don't come for me right now, Shadow, because that's not what we're about to do here. Anyways, y'all can continue on.
Okay,
I still gotta keep hydrating.
I'll go next on this one. First of all, Phil, you better be careful. Chris Jericho sees this, he might get you for gimmick infringement. Second of all, this was my bathroom break match. I did not care for this match. I felt like it was a disaster, start to finish. Not that it was a horrible match. It was just a snooze fest for me. Anytime Jeff Jarrett's on television, they need to start grabbing the Epsom salt for Jeff Jarrett anytime he's in the match. It was predictable. Of course, the Guns walking out with the win. And if you watch Thursday, I called it. Danhausen was going to take the pin. You couldn't make Orange Cassidy take it because you got to still make him look good as the All-Atlantic champion. I couldn't see the Acclaim taking the pin. Made no sense. And you know Jeff Jarrett, he's pretty much like Hulk Hogan. No one's going to get the pin on him. He ain't never going to put nobody over. The only thing that saved this entire match for me was a return of FTR. So I'm excited to see where the Guns and FTR go. I feel like the FTR can sort of make the Guns actually look like a serious tag team and actually cement their reign as the legit tag team champions. Because I think FTR is one of the best tag teams of all time. And if the Guns get a win over FTR, people's gonna have to start taking them serious. As the legit tag team champions, because I think FTR is one of the best.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not happy with this match at all. It's just stupid. Because, like, okay, first of all, I love the Acclaimed, but the one thing is, these guns are pissing me the hell off. Like, I'm tired of seeing these dumbasses on TV. And I'm going on a rant because I'm sick and tired. They got brought in all because of their fucking father. And here's the thing, I couldn't stand them the first time, still can't. This is why I'm happy FTR is back. FTR is gonna kick their little bitch asses and take those tag team titles. I don't care if it's on Wednesday next week before I go to Icons Wrestling. Don't care if it's this Wednesday. Hell, I don't care if it's Stumble or nothing. FTR is winning those belts back. Because FTR were better as champions than the Guns will ever be. My opinion. But after all, this match was really, like, not that bad. But Max Caster, he was an okay rapper on this one. But it wasn't the Max Caster that I wanted to see. I wanted him to roast more, like, of Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal at least. Because even though I picked Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal to win, I still hate him, no matter what. But, you know, this match was in the middle. It was, I'm going to use the word that MJF it used. Mid. That's what the match was. Good.
Mystic or Cam?
I already went earlier. That's all I need to say. At least I don't have to shave my head bald.
Oh my god. Cam?
Okay,
exactly, Bats.
I thought this was a pretty good match. Now, the entrance of the match. So when they had the Guns come out first of all, that's already breaking the rules. Because they're supposed to have the champions come out last. So the Guns coming out first, I thought that made them look pretty stupid. To have the Acclaim come out last, I believe it made them look more like champions than anything else. So that was something I saw that I didn't really quite understand. Some things that I kind of saw in this match. First off, I almost fell out of my chair because I actually saw, and maybe I'm just living under a rock and I just don't pay attention, but I actually saw Danhausen actually wrestling, like a match, like a full match. Saw him doing stuff I've never seen him do. So that finally proved to me that he actually can wrestle if given the opportunity.
He's not just doing it too.
He's not just involved. He's not just involved in squash matches, or he's not just all gimmick. So I actually did appreciate that. He's not bad in the ring, actually. And him and Orange Cassidy, I thought was just absolute comedy gold in this match. So the outcome of the match I thought was kind of surprising because I literally thought the Guns beating the Acclaimed literally was just an alley-oop kind of way to get a big pop for the Acclaimed to win the tag team titles back. But now I'm glad my boy Nightmare did mention this because nobody else mentioned it before Nightmare mentioned it. FTR, the best wrestling tag team on this planet, is back, and we are setting up a program with them and the Guns. The Guns, they are growing on me too. I'm not really crazy about the Guns, but they are growing on me. But we are setting up a program with FTR and the Guns, and that's going to be a fantastic program. I'm a huge fan of FTR. I've been a fan of FTR since they were in WWE when they were in NXT and they were the Revival. Yeah, that's literally my favorite tag team. Love FTR. So we hopefully will finally see FTR get what they deserve and the AEW tag team titles. So I thought this was a good match. I give it a 4.7 out of 5.
Anybody else have anything else to say about this match?
But since they're back, can we confirm that they either re-signed or signed an extension to their contracts?
There have been rumors today that there was a long-term contract signed, but nothing has been confirmed yet.
One thing I would like to say is, thank God Mystic doesn't have to shave his head because I was going to cry my eyes to sleep.
Thank God I didn't have to throw a brick at my TV.
I just really was hoping because, like, the whole entire time he was screaming that he was gonna shave his head if Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal won. I was just over here, just like, okay, at this point, I hate them since he's going this far to as an extent. I was like, okay, I hate them too. I hate them too. Y'all better not win. I had my phone on mute while we were watching it. I was just over here, just like, okay, y'all not winning. y'all are not winning. Y'all are not winning. They did get one near fall, and I was like,
I was
Mystic
I
Terror
was
stay.
shitting myself. I was shitting.
They
There
got
was a
one
point in
near
the match
fall.
where Jarrett hit his finishing move, the stroke, and got a near fall. Yo, I almost had a freaking heart attack because I can't stand Jeff Jarrett.
I had a heart attack too. That I was literally just like, oh my god, Mystic's hair.
I felt my hair come out of my head at that moment.
I wanted them to win. I just wanted to, you know what's funny? The reason I wanted to see Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal to win the titles is because if FTR would have came out anyways, I wanted to see FTR squash those fuckers. That's all.
For the love of God, can we please keep Jeff Jarrett off the screen? I'm sick and tired of seeing him taking the spotlight away from all these young talent. I would rather we rewatch Ric Flair's last match than watch Jeff Jarrett in another freaking pay-per-view match.
I'd rather see Charlotte Flair
With last match.
win another title. Like,
Charlotte Flair's a goat.
No, like Charlotte, and I want her to lose that round Mania.
She's gonna lose at Mania.
Really quick, I just want to
Nightmare.
that Shadow just put in the chat. We needed the hold up. Give me a moment.
defibrillator.
We need a defibrillator when Jarrett's in the ring. That was funny. That was funny. I know when
I'd rather watch Flair's helicopter on a plane.
Fuck no. I would rather watch every single Ronda Rousey match than watch Jeff Jarrett again.
Okay. All right. That's too far.
That's a little.
And at that point, we're now moving on to the main event.
Yes.
I'm excited.
All right,
Holy shit.
Cam, you want to start off on this one? You didn't start off any matches yet.
Yeah, I'll start off. Oh man, this was such a great match. Now, I don't know of any 60-minute Iron Man matches to really compare this to especially not within the last year, 5 or 10 years. So for me, this was the greatest 16-minute Iron Man match I think I've ever seen. This was amazing, and I called it too because I said this is either going to go 2 falls apiece or 3 falls apiece, and then they're going to go to sudden death, and MJF is going to retain the championship. Amazing match, and you know what? I don't know how anybody or off the top or anybody in this panel right now feels about MJF. I'm a huge MJF fan, and after this match, he's a gold mine, maybe even a diamond mine now. No longer can people, and if they do, they're kidding themselves. No longer can people say, "Oh, MJF he's just a talker. He's just the gimmick. All he does is come out and talk trash to the crowd and stuff like that, and put down his opponent, blah blah. But he can't go in the ring." Absolutely not. I'm not having it anymore. The man has proven that he can go the distance with somebody who I think is the greatest wrestler on this planet in Bryan Danielson. Greatest wrestler right now is Bryan Danielson, hands down. He can go the distance. Went 60 minutes plus, because then they went into sudden death. Amazing. And even his heel work in this match was great. The man kept going under the ring. He's taking water breaks in the middle of the match. Like, I thought that was hilarious. But it just added to his character, and it added to the actual match. At one point in the match, he hit a beautiful elbow drop to the outside of the ring, crashing through the table. He then later on picks up Danielson later on with the remaining parts of that table and tombstones him through the table, opening up Danielson really, really badly. Amazing match. Just all across the board. Awesome match. I do want to touch on a tiny bit of the media scrum. I don't know if anybody caught that, but the post media scrum, it ran about 17 minutes and 14 seconds, and he comes in there. He goes up to Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer, the big names and the media or whatever, and he's like, "I'm the man now. Not Hangman, not John, not Danielson. I'm the guy now." And I love that because it just screams confidence. If you're in this business, I mean, if you're any profession that you're chasing, if you're not chasing number one, if you're not chasing to be the best, why do it? I like that. So him proclaiming that he is the best wrestler on the planet now, I like that. He's sitting there, he's eating freaking a jar of dill pickle, like it was awesome. He's talking with his mouth full, like he just everything about him just screams the character. He lives it, he breathes it, he sleeps it, he wakes up. He's just that guy. He did get serious now a little bit in that post media scrum, and he was putting over Danielson, and he was saying, his preparation for the match, and he's going through everything that he had to do to prep for this match with lifting weights like a maniac, being in the sauna, having the temperature up to some absurd temperature until he just couldn't take it anymore. The way he had to eat everything, because he knew he was in the fight of his life, and he said he had to put it in his mind as the devil versus the dragon. I like how he put that. So yeah, I liked everything about it. MJF right now to me is my favorite wrestler in AEW, and we are it's not over yet. It's just beginning. We are on an absolute journey with him being world champion. So I gave this a 5 out of 5. Greatest Iron Man match I've ever seen, and the match of the night.
I want to say that I want to go last, but I do want to read these comments from Shadow. I want to again reiterate, I want to go last for this. Cam, he said, Shadow said Cam contradicted himself. He said MJF was the best in the ring right now, but then said Danielson was too. He also said MJF said he doesn't need a faction. That was a shot at Roman. Also, MJF's entrance, holy fuck. So I just wanted to read his comments because, well, his comments are important other than him throwing shots at me. Go fuck yourself, Shadow.
Okay, I'll go next. For this one. This match was perfect. When it came to the pace, this was one of the greatest AEW matches I've seen since AEW has practically started. No more can people compare MJF to The Miz. There was really no loser in this match. MJF cemented his legacy and his reign as the AEW champion. And then Bryan Danielson cemented his legacy as one of the absolute greatest technical wrestlers of all time. There was no real loser in this match. That match was almost, not quite, but almost as good as those Mia Scrum Pickles were. And I will touch on one more thing. I know everyone's freaking out over him throwing a drink at a kid. Big Wolf.
I'm not. I enjoyed it.
I grew up with the days of Randy Orton stealing hot dogs from kids. Stone Cold stealing beers casually from people. Like Triple H pushing kids aside. It's not that big a deal. People need to grow up. Anyways, why was there a child even at a dang pay-per-view where there was a death match? But I will say this match was just top to bottom amazing. One of my favorites. The fact that they went, over an hour and 10 minutes? Because they went like an extra 10 minutes in the sudden death. Just everything about that was just absolutely amazing. I don't understand after that performance how people are not a fan of MJF. I just don't see how.
You know what? I can agree with that, Nightmare. And if you guys don't mind, I'd like to go next. And I would like to start off by saying, knowing that the original part of the 60-man Iron match ended in a draw with 3-3, at least Tony Khan is not taking the easy way out. Like the easy way out would have been 3-3, total draw. Like Danielson, like when it comes to him in title shots, he's been in 2 matches for the AEW World Title where he's gone 60 minutes and he hasn't won. So me going into this, I'm like, MJF better step up his game if he's gonna go against one of the best technical wrestlers the world has to offer us in Bryan Danielson. He definitely proved to me that he can definitely hang with the best. He like just by tactics alone and by just mere ring IQ, for me really carried it for me. I don't really understand why they had those back and forth pinfalls to the point where they were just rolling around the ring looking like a fucking circus ball, like a.
That's the way Meltzer likes.
Yeah, all that shit. But anyway, again, going back to the fact that it originally ended in a draw, and I'm like, oh crap, you know, like this is just great, you know, and the crowd was thinking exactly what I was thinking, because we all heard them. They're at the top of their lungs going bullshit. And of course, when I saw Tony Schiavone step up and walk up, I'm like, something's going down. I don't see Tony Schiavone get up like this and walk over to Justin Roberts just for no freaking reason. And then once you know, Tony Schiavone spoke to Justin Roberts, and then Justin Roberts said, you know, of course, that Tony Khan is saying this is not ending in a draw. I'm like, thank the Lord that it's not. Because if it was, then this was like the greatest scam that AEW has ever pulled off. The fact that we were given sudden death, again, it shows that Cody, not Cody, what the fuck? Tony Khan is not. I know. My bad.
So what do you want to talk about?
Chill. All right. Anyways. It shows that Tony Khan is not like Tony Khan is not one to cut corners. He wanted a definitive. Tony wanted a No, that's why I'm rephrasing myself. That is why I'm rephrasing myself. Let me speak, damn it. Anyways, it showed to me that at least with this match, Tony Khan wanted a definitive winner. We needed a definitive winner in this case, specifically, especially since this is like MJF's like first, you know, his first real title defense, and the fact that he was able to pull it off by using Danielson's own freaking finisher, submission finisher to win. That set it for me. Overall, I thought it was an amazing match. I think, you know, I think this was one where I actually got it wrong. I got this one wrong too, as well as the World Tag Team title match. These were the only two losses I suffered. But overall, I thought this was a very, very entertaining match. And if I gave the trios match, which was my favorite match, a 9.5 out of 10, this Iron match for me was a 9 out of 10. Great work.
I also love the fact that he just completely shit all over Dave Meltzer and his 5-star ratings. That was just freaking great.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
That's right. Fuck you, Dookie. Fuck you, Dookie Dave.
I'm gonna say two things about this match, and then I'm gonna let other people speak on it. I loved how MJF got his first two falls, how he cost himself one with the DQ, and they got 2 quick pins. I like that little tactic they did. Like, that was actually really smart.
Yep.
2, I hated the finish and them going, and then having them that 5-minute break before going into sudden death. Announce that shit before the match starts, that if there's a tie, it goes into sudden death. Because it deflated the entire crowd, and it took away from the finish.
Okay.
I think they should have not done it that way. Like, just announce beforehand, if there's a tie at the end, it goes right into sudden death. Because having having the medical crew come out there and everything else, it just took away, and it seemed like the crowd just got out of the match, and then when he won it, like the crowd was dead. It's like everybody was already left the arena.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Zach or Mystic?
I'm gonna be honest with this match. I mean, this one was one of my favorites. Like, not only I'm not saying that because I'm an MJF fan, but like not only that, Danielson's really good too. But besides that, this match was amazing. Besides the Texas Death Match, the Trios Tag Team, this one has to be one of my favorites of the night because this match, like, I didn't was not on like Discord for the first half because I was doing my Instagram promo and stuff, and I came back minutes later after that, watched the rest of it, intrigued, and all that. Like, it was really something that I was looking at to be amazing. Because going into his match, Danielson wanted to get a shot at MJF. MJF's like, oh yeah, you gotta go through people. Danielson just killed all those motherfuckers. So, basically, once that match happened, Danielson got busted open. And then you're like, oh yeah, MJF's gonna get busted open. I even said that he's gonna get busted open. And the dream came true, because once that diving headbutt smacked MJF, this Crimson Mask formed on MJF's face, which was amazing. See, if you guys don't like that kind of stuff in wrestling, there's something wrong with you peoples, because I know blood's not like the thing to like intrigue people, but that is dedication for everything that wrestling has done. Like, legit. WWE banned that shit, which is dumb, but it doesn't matter. But what Tony Khan has done for his whole thing, Tony Khan, much respect to the guy. Still hate him a little bit, but I mean, out of all, this was actually a 10 out of 10, just like the death match.
Mystic?
60 minutes and then plus, whatever, 7 to 10 minutes. Pure greatness. The best wrestler in the world, Bryan Danielson, and MJF being better than you, and you know it. He proved himself that he can go the 60 minutes. He went even longer than that. All the signs say he can't last 60 minutes. My girlfriend said he can't even last 18 seconds. MJF solidified himself as the guy, the man of AEW. Then that kid deserved what he got, to be honest. Should have been there. Should have been sitting right there. Should have been in the stands, not on the floor.
Poor little girl. She got to go backstage, get all the free merch, meet all her
that
favorite.
kid did too.
Boy, that must have been terrible.
I know. Tears. Crybaby.
All the autographs she can handle.
Alrighty, now it's my turn since I'm the last person for this one. Okay. I'm gonna say that this made me go from 4 to 3 to 5 to 3, and it solidified me as a certifiable good W for the night. I said MJF was gonna win because I think that he is a good face of the company. What better to have as the face of the company than the biggest asshole in entertainment as of right now? I mean, look at what they're doing with WWE. That's all I'm going to say about the other company right now. But as I believe that AEW is doing great with this character and MJF as a whole. I mean, MJF does take his character outside of AEW. I mean, he's a good method actor. He's not going to let anybody think that he is nice whatsoever. He's not going to sugarcoat shit. He's going to be a method actor and put his all into his character, and I appreciate that. I see great potential in him, and I believe that he is the best wrestler in AEW and the best champion that they have. I mean, again, I'm not a Samoa Joe fan, so that man needs to retire ASAP. ASAP, no Rocky, get him out of the business. MJF deserved this win. He's been put through a lot. Nobody really believed in him in in general, because I was reading in a lot of stuff saying that Bryan Danielson was better and that Bryan Danielson could handle it better. Again, let's refer back to what Mystic said. I mean, 18 seconds. Be fucking for real. I believe that this title run is not over. It's not even close to over. It's completely not even close to like this is gonna last a while. So y'all need to get used to MJF being at the top because it's not done yet. I truly cannot wait for more of what he is capable of and what he has done for the company and what the research that I've done. He is one of the best actors ever. I've said that multiple times because I believe it's the best thing to say. And his athleticism is one of the most impressive things that I have seen in a very long time. And I don't remember who said it, but I don't want to hear anybody saying that he is the AEW version of The Miz because he's better than The Miz. 100%. He's better than The Miz. Miz could not pull off what he just pulled off.
That was me.
Thank you for saying that, Scar. I've been trying to prove people wrong all freaking day for this.
He is better than The Miz. He is better. The Miz could not pull off what he just pulled off last night, and I can't choose between this match and the Texas Death Match on which one is my favorite. But if I had to choose, I would say this one was my favorite. Oh no, not the Texas Death Match. I meant the Trios match. But if I had to choose one, I would have to choose this one based off the fact that MJF proved a point, and he also proved a point in everybody's hearts that MJF is better than The Miz, and I will say that 100 times if I have to, because he's great.
I just want to know, where the heck did he get those pickles?
Also, for that kid and everybody complaining about that kid, fuck them kids. Why was that kid in a...
Hey, Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Michael Jordan challenge.
The exact same point that Luna Havoc said earlier. Why was the kid at a death match for?
There was a younger kid in there at the entrance ramp. They were much younger.
Yeah, poor kid. Boy, it must have been a rough night. I think it's safe to say nobody can compare MJF to being a second-rate Miz no more.
Nope.
He's simply better than you, and
You
know it.
Shadow says stop comparing Miz and MJF. Both are Miz and MJF are both great. Both can carry. I'm sorry, but Miz is better. I mean, not Miz.
Hey.
Miz
Whoa, what?
better. MJF is better. Go fuck it.
Can I say this, to be honest? The only thing that MJF doesn't have is tiny balls. Miz is the only one that has tiny balls. MJF doesn't. There you go.
Oh god.
Well, there's one thing that Miz has that the MJF don't. A hot-ass wife.
That's too cold. That's too cold. I'll be his wife. I'll be his wife. I'll be his fucking wife.
MJF's the one that brought it up.
I thought you were going for Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre already has a wife. Leave me alone. Stop making me cry.
So, okay. Any final thoughts on the show?
Amazing. Great.
I will say, just like me and Phil talked about last night, we both said, it looked horrible on paper. It was horrible booking of it, horrible build-up, horrible storylines, but when it came to the actual execution, it was amazing. Flawless.
It really was. And I would just like to say that my friend Blade said different generational talent in acting and growing on the mic, in my opinion. Shut up, Blade. Just shut up.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of build-up. I know there wasn't a lot of build-up to a lot of these matches, but I'm gonna appreciate the pay-per-view for what it was, and it was just, and for the majority of it was banger after banger after banger.
It's
The only
probably
ones that
it'll probably go down as one of my favorite AEW pay-per-views they've ever did.
I can agree on that.
It's just
I
the
my,
only
I've not
do
been a hardcore AEW fan very long. I've only been hardcore AEW on a weekly basis since like October, November. But I will say I've watched every single pay-per-view that they put on since they started, and Revolution was definitely my favorite pay-per-view they've ever put on.
I do want to say that this pay-per-view has officially made me an AEW fan, and I will be watching every Wednesday and Friday from now on. AEW gained a new fan out of me. I will be watching every Wednesday and Friday. And I am so excited to see what AEW does for me from now on. Even though I am scared because everybody says that Tony Khan is the worst booker in the entire universe, even worse than Vince McMahon, which that fucking scares me. But I'll deal.
That's not true. That's
Eh,
fucking
not
true.
Let's say
Worst
this,
booker
though.
is Vince Russo. That's the worst booker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though. Tony Khan may be a dumbass sometimes, but we gotta pinpoint Vince McMahon's more of one because Vince really did screw the talent over really bad. But Tony Khan, when AEW did first start, he did fine. Which, like I said, I became a fan in 2019. Didn't watch the product until the COVID era. So basically, I mean, from what I've seen from 2020 up to now, it's not that bad. Like, even though I'm kind of pissed at Tony Khan sometimes with stuff that hasn't been right. But still, I
Tony
mean,
Khan's decent. He's good when he's not snow diving.
that's true.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he can be good, but then he does go through his spells where it is horrible.
Right.
And Scarlett, I understand. I get what you're saying. You're now a AEW fan. You're gonna watch wrestling on Wednesdays and Fridays. I really would steer clear of Fridays. It's not worth your time. It's not.
Yeah.
If it's a worth Rampage, I would tell you to watch it.
Yeah, the only ones that really are worthwhile are the ones that are right before the pay-per-view, or if they have like a special event live one going on. Other than that, steer clear from Fridays. You're just gonna waste your time there. Wednesdays,
Just let me
always
know
watch them.
Just let me know whenever it's worth it, and then I'll watch on Fridays, and then I'll
I
just.
mean,
We all will.
sometimes I
You'll
can tell
know.
you.
Or we'll let
Sometimes
you know.
Rampage
We'll
puts on some
definitely let
regular
you know.
matches.
I really don't give a damn because, to be honest, I watch Rampage once in a while. So, like, let's just say this: SmackDown's better than Rampage, but that's my opinion. But
By far.
I mean, Scales ain't wrong though. Like what Scales said, he's not wrong because, I mean, if they're going close, like for example, Double or Nothing coming up soon, you got Rampage, like more matches, like more announced by Tony Khan, and you got, promos going back and forth with everything, even the countdowns. That's more interesting. But these Rampage like this Fridays, we don't know what it's gonna be like until Wednesday night. But I'm just hoping, my boy Action Andretti actually can get a match. Like I said, Action Andretti made a fan out of me. Same with Saraya. So let's just see what Action Andretti can actually do, because I think that man deserves the TNT title or All Atlantic title. In my opinion.
Rampage, though, is basically a filler of what they couldn't do on Dynamite that week. Basically, all it is. It's not even its own separate show. It's just a filler.
Like
Yeah.
AEW is even getting an extra hour on Wednesdays, but they won't, have it Rampage. They'll just have it at Active.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Mystic, where can we find you?
You can find me on TikTok at BG Mystic.
Heel Zach?
Oh, I got my screenshots. Just give me a second so I can read it off. Well, because it's hard to memorize a lot of shit, so. Alright. Anyways, you guys can find me on Snapchat at Zach_Clark957. Twitter, ZachClark978. Instagram, Heel Zach Clark, and TikTok, Heel Zach Clark. And you can find me on the PCWA, Pennsylvania Championship Wrestling channel. April 1st coming soon, so once that videos get put out, I'll put them on Instagram or whatever, and you guys check them out and support my boys and myself.
Nightmare?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Nightmare of the Hill.
Phil?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, all under Phil the Future.
Scarlett,
What'd you say?
where can we find you?
Working.
Oh, okay. You can find me on every single social media platform at Scarlet Rose, SCARLXXROSE, and then you can also find me every single Wednesday on the same exact Twitch channel or that you're on right now, for Scarlet's Lair from every single Wednesday from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I cannot this week for a very special episode, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.
Cam?
You can find me on TikTok for all things wrestling at Cam's Wrestling Corner. And if that doesn't season your steak, you can go to my other page at Call Me Cam G for all things nerdy. You can also find me on Instagram, and this is everybody's favorite part, at 317 Bacon, Eggs, and Cam.
That's kind of rude that you didn't do it the way that I like, but it's
I told you. I told you.
Damn!
I told you.
And you can find I am Scalus. You can find me here and YouTube at Off the Top Media, and then on TikTok and Twitter at Off the Top Media _. And I also have a personal TikTok, Scalus24. Thank you everybody
Yeah,
for
let's
coming
do
out.
the one pay already.
Yeah, I still got like 800 to go. I'm quite far away. I need to start using it more.
You're slacking.
Yeah, buddy.
But thank you everybody for
buddy.
coming out tonight. I appreciate everybody on here joining me for this little roundtable discussion of the review, and we hope to catch you guys again on soon. Catch
Yes,
you later.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You'll catch me later on
Yeah.
Off the Top. Yeah.
all right, Cam.